Attention, information that can turn the idea of the future upside down. This has not happened for almost half a century, and is not expected to happen again until 2037. Representatives of one of the signs of the zodiac will become the owners of unique opportunities and generous gifts of fate, which will not get any other sign. The unfolding events will determine their future life, and it will be impossible to change it. Envy and spite of ill-wishers will turn against themselves, karmic retribution will eliminate all obstacles, and the built system will collapse, making these lucky people untouchable. Everything that previously seemed unattainable, will become a reality: new prospects in work, fateful acquaintances, deep feelings and financial well-being. Passion will overwhelm with unprecedented force, opening up new facets of sensations. Representatives of this zodiac sign have never sought revenge, avoid conflicts and do not waste time on evidence. They are not the kind of people who try to break closed doors. But change is coming. Not because they themselves have changed, but because the world around them has begun to change, as if going mad. On May 18, 2025, an invisible karmic judgment will begin, a turning point that will mark the beginning of liberation. Do not be frightened by the word retribution, because for them it is not about war, but about getting rid of the burden of the past. There is no longer any need to prove anything. Those who put up obstacles are now tripping over them themselves. The liars expose themselves by making themselves look bad, and the manipulators are revealed as if in an X-ray. A striking phenomenon is observed: people whose hearts are poisoned by envy, whose mouths exude duplicity, and whose embrace is like a sticky web begin to disappear from life as if by magic. These persons are well known, they are in close proximity, perhaps even closer than they appear. Some of them daily bestow a radiant smile, others skillfully imitate support and participation. Gradually, however, it feels as if a veil falls from the eyes and the true state of affairs becomes crystal clear. This process happens without excessive dramatization, without violent clashes and bloody battles. Just at some point comes the realization that these people no longer have the former power and control. Fate is benevolent and clearly on the side of the observer. The most amazing thing is that all these well-wishers, without realizing it themselves, are clearing the way with their failures and failures. They fall into debt, become involved in violent conflicts, irrevocably lose their reputation and burn in the flames of their own intrigues. The observer stands aside, contemplating how the world is transformed and organized according to his needs, clearing the way to the intended goal. After the departure of these outmoded elements, the environment is filled with adequate, useful and sincere people. Everything superfluous and unnecessary falls away like autumn leaves from the trees. There comes a period of total filtration. Support, warmth and respect, which was dreamed of, come from the most unexpected sources. This happens because now everything is attracted not to the image, but to the true inner essence. May 24th marks a turning point for Pisces, marking the beginning of a new era in their lives. Karmic Saturn, moving into Aries, opens a period not of transformations or lessons, but of generous gifts of destiny for those who can sense the flow of possibilities. Pisces enters the 7th house of rewards and surprises, where the world is ready to compensate for all previous deprivations in abundance. Saturn, usually associated with limitations, this time acts as a liberator, removing internal barriers that prevented Pisces from realizing its potential. Moral principles, the inability to ask for help, or the fear of recognizing one's own merits will all fall away, allowing Pisces to act without shyness or doubt. It's time to stop sacrificing, giving the last of yourself, and settling for less. Saturn encourages Pisces to take what is theirs without excuses or guilt. The financial channel opens up in full force, and not through exhausting labor, but through unexpected and unusual opportunities. Minor part-time jobs, spontaneous ideas and suggestions from acquaintances can become a source of stable and significant income, without requiring special skills, investments or risks. This is a unique chance that comes along once every 12 years and should be seized without hesitation. Pisces expects a series of fateful meetings that cannot be planned, but cannot be missed. In their lives will appear people who are ready to support, to provide financial assistance, to give the necessary impetus or open the door to new prospects. Pisces will attract the right people and opportunities without much effort. They will be invited, not rejected. This period will be a time of reset, allowing you to start life with a clean slate. All the previous failures and obstacles will suddenly fold into a single line leading to success. And here, perhaps, the most surprising, the sphere of heart attachments. Representatives of the sign of Pisces has never sought the ordinariness of relationships. They serve kinship of souls, uncharted depths of feelings, mystery and even complete dissolution in the partner. And the stars promise that all this will become a reality, even for those who have not been able to achieve such harmony before. At the same time, Pisces is waiting for pleasant bonuses, successful marriages, useful acquaintances and even generous patrons, ready to provide support from the heart. Meetings with wealthy admirers who not only shower gifts, but also sincerely care about their chosen women, investing in their development are likely. And this is not just a game, but a manifestation of conscious generosity, because Pisces is undoubtedly worthy of the best. On June 6, Mars, the planet of energy and passion, enters Leo, which will mark a powerful reset in the realm of work, ambition, and, most importantly, self-esteem. For Pisces, who have been moving in a vicious circle for years, or even all their lives, without a clear understanding of their purpose, this will be a truly momentous breakthrough, perhaps the only one of its kind. The energy will be so strong that many will wake up in the morning with the realization of the desire to radically change their lives. And not because they are tired of the old, but because for the first time they will feel the power to influence their own destiny. Activates the third house of the horoscope, responsible for work and career. There is a complete zeroing and rethinking of everything that was before. If earlier Pisces was content with little or just floating on the stream, now Mars in Leo gives a powerful impetus to action. In this sign, representatives do not need to exhaust themselves with hard work or play other people's roles. They like something else, to create, inspire, heal and guide. Everything related to emotions, psychology, symbols and intuition can now be successfully monetized. The first house of the horoscope presents the most severe test, becoming the point of return to the true self for those who are on the verge of despair, mired in financial difficulties, have lost faith in themselves, and see no sense of awakening. In this sector, Mars shows no mercy, resolutely pulling the person out of the mire of apathy. He endows his ward with a healthy dose of cynicism, so necessary to the representatives of the sign of Pisces. Instead of fruitless attempts to save others, a person begins to desperately fight for their own interests, often not realizing who exactly uses it for their own purposes. Awakening entails an improved financial situation, improved health and a return of interest in life. However, relax prematurely, because the 12th house conceals more insidious and hidden enemies than just ill-wishers. We are talking about magical influences and energy traps, which is not a figment of the imagination. Pisces, possessing a fine sensitivity, are able to feel such attacks. A constant feeling of fatigue, anxiety, and unreasonable fear can indicate that a person has been attacked. Currently there is a powerful magical assault directed at the entire zodiacal circle, but Pisces is under special protection. Their guardian angel protects them as never before. The main thing is to avoid places where there is a negative atmosphere, do not communicate with people who spread fear, and do not connect to other people's destructive programs. Everything that brings destruction must be cut off without regret. The result is a period of inner peace that lasts for 12 years. And as if the universe itself is trying to reinforce what is happening, from June 13th, Venus reawakens mental strength. This is especially significant for those in Pisces, who have lost faith in the harmony of the universe and human decency, and who seek solitude, peace, and complete detachment from their problems. Venus provides not just temporary relief, but also a clear plan of action to resolve the crisis. Do not deny yourself a good rest, tormented by guilt. It is necessary to minimize contacts with people who drain vital energy. You do not need to justify yourself to anyone, even the closest. It is important to listen to your intuition. If there is a feeling of anxiety, it is better to get away from the source of discomfort, as well as record your dreams, as they may contain important clues. You need to clear your personal space, your home, your thoughts, and even your social media subscriptions. Talk to yourself like a trusted friend, frankly, calmly and honestly. No matter how strange it may sound, blood relatives who have passed away continue to be close by. Now the channel of communication with ancestors is activated. If you start repeating dreams, unexplained coincidences, or bright moments of déjà vu, do not be afraid of it, these are signs. Special attention in prophetic dreams should be paid to such symbols as candle, water, mirror, photo, and various sounds. It is through them that contact is realized. With their help one can get out of the state of mental apathy and enter the period of real karmic luck. Since June 15, when the luminary of the heavens moves into the constellation of Gemini, the representatives of the sign of Pisces enter a period of extraordinary receptivity. This unique phenomenon, inherent exclusively to this sign of the zodiac, brings Pisces from the depths of the inner world to a new level of perception. Now they are able to see not only the obvious, but also what is usually hidden from prying eyes. This is not a mystical revelation, but rather the activation of dormant areas of the brain, feelings, and abilities that have been dormant for a long time. During this period, women born under the sign of Pisces, is a phenomenon, difficult to explain in terms of conventional logic. Their appearance undergoes an amazing change, facial features soften, the look becomes more radiant, and movements acquire grace. And this is not just a matter of metaphors, but a complex interaction of biological processes and energy flows. Even those who seemingly lost interest in romance, again begin to attract admiring glances. And this happens not thanks to any tricks, but thanks to the awakening of the inner, genuine and invulnerable essence. There is a kind of return of youth, and not as a superficial cosmetic effect, but as a profound zeroing of age at the psychological, energetic and social levels. If before it may have seemed that much has been missed, now the prospect of new beginnings opens up. Someone finds loyal friends, someone meets true love, someone unexpectedly enters into marriage, and someone finds an influential patron who can see in Pisces not the numbers in the passport, but a huge potential. For inherent traits endow women born under the sign of Pisces, a special attraction, making them the center of attention. First of all, their voice, soft, enveloping timbre, like hypnosis, soothes souls, gives birth to unshakable faith and captivates hearts. Secondly, their gaze, a bottomless pool in which men drown, unable to take their eyes away, because there is not a drop of lies and falsity in it. Third, their intuition, like a sixth sense, allowing the woman Pisces to understand the needs of others, anticipating their desires before they are voiced. Fourth, their grace, every movement, even the most mundane, turns into a graceful ritual, to which men react as a call signal. It is worth emphasizing that the woman Pisces, regardless of her role in the life of a man, becomes his amulet for the coming 12 years. Through her channels are open to attract material prosperity, useful connections, and inexhaustible inspiration. The loss of this connection is fraught with the loss of everything. Pisces cannot stand indifference, and, although they can long remain silent, their departure is final and irrevocable. Together with them disappears and the flow of luck, which the man could not even notice, while it generously poured on him. June 22 comes, a significant moment of karmic changes, when the sun enters Nakshatra Ardra. This is not just a calendar date, but a kind of starting signal for the program for the next 12 years. Ardra symbolizes karma in action, but not as retribution, but as the restoration of universal harmony. It is the ability to find genuine joy in the little things, even those things that bring no obvious pleasure. Where others see only failure, Pisces is able to discern new possibilities. This is where true, deep purification lies, requiring neither elaborate rituals nor long meditations, but only a change in perception, when one ceases to be afraid of the unknown. So, dear Pisces, it is time to prepare for a unique opportunity that can be called karmic calculation. It is important to realize that this is not random luck or a gift of fate, but a well-deserved reward for the energy you radiate into the world. The universe does not give out good things for nothing, it requires an exchange, and in this case it needs your unique energy. The energy of the zodiac sign Pisces is characterized by depth, sensitivity, and the ability to penetrate into the very essence of things. You are able to feel people, catch hints of the future and convey deep meanings. Your strength lies not in superficial desires, such as the desire for wealth or popularity, but in purity, intuition and tenderness, under which lies a strong inner core. Pisces are guides, the link between the visible and invisible worlds. Realizing this role is the key to your power. However, it is important to remember the need to properly channel your energy. Stop spending it on pity for everyone and everything, on saving those who do not need help. Direct your subtle mental organization not to self-humiliation, but to the creation of your own reality. Only then the karmic calculation will bear fruit, and you will be able to fully feel its beneficial effect. Your true power will unfold when you stop shying away from your authentic self and start living in harmony with your nature.